20 state line women were honored at a luncheon Wednesday. Several speakers from multiple businesses, including Stillman and Midland States Banks, spoke at the event, and there were also 3 awards presented. They range from being a role model to being influential. The goal of the luncheon is to shine a spotlight on women throughout the region and that show that their work is appreciated.
Women in our state line area have such an influential role in business, and we believe that their strengths add so much to each business. We think it's very important that we give away these awards each and every year.